जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गिरिवर गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी वीरा यमुना तीरावनचारी राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी राधा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hare Bol. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, पद्मावती वेंकटेश्वर बालाजी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Currently, the Prahlada pacifies the Lord with prayers. That's a chapter going on, 9th chapter of the 7th canto, very famous chapter. We will recite the 9th verse, 7.9.9. Manye dhanabhijana rupa tapashrutaujas तेजः प्रभाव बल पौरुष बुद्धि योगाः नाराधनाय हि भवन्ति परस्य पुंसो भक्त्या तुतोष भगवान् गजयूथपाय। मन्ये धनाभिजन रूप तपश्रुतौजस् तेज प्रभाव बल पौरुष बुद्धि योगाः नाराधनाय हि भवन्ति परस्य पुंसो भक्त्या तुतोष भगवान् गजयूथपाय। मन्ये धनाभिजन रूप तपश्रुतौजस् तेज प्रभाव बल पौरुष बुद्धि योगाः नाराधनाय हि भवन्ति परस्य पुंसो भक्त्या तुतोष भगवान् गजयूथपाय। All Prabhuji's together. Manye dhanaभिजन रूप तपश्रुतौजस् तेज प्रभाव बल पौरुष बुद्धि योगाः नाराधनाय हि भवन्ति परस्य पुंसो भक्त्या तुतोष भगवान् गजयूथपाय। माताजी together. Together everybody. Very good. Many are studying Bhakti Vaibhava. They are able to expertly recite the verse. Very good. Manye, I consider, dhana, riches, abhijana, aristocratic family. Rupa, personal beauty. Tapaha, austerity. Shruta, knowledge from studying the Vedas. Ojaha, sensory prowess. Tejaha, bodily effulgence. Prabhava, influence. Bala, bodily strength. Paurusha, diligence. Buddhi, intelligence. Yogaha, mystic power. Na, not. Aradhanaya, for satisfying. He, indeed. Bhavanti, are. Parasya, of the transcendent. Pumsaha, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaktya, simply by devotional service. Tutosha, was satisfied. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 𝐏𝐫𝐴𝐵𝗱, and to the King of Elephants, Gajendra. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Prahlad Maharaj continued, one may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, diligence, intelligence, and mystic yogic power. But I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this, and thus the Lord was satisfied with him. Purport: no kind of material qualification is the means for satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, only by devotional service can the Lord be known. Bhaktya mamabi janati. Unless the Lord is pleased by the service of a devotee, the Lord does not reveal himself. Naham prakashas sarvasya yogamaya samavritah. This is the verdict of all Shastras. Neither by speculation nor by material qualifications can one understand or approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, a list of some dozen qualities are given here, qualifications of personalities who are envied by other living entities in this world for possessing such things. Dhana, like Elon Musk or somebody like that, possessing a lot of wealth. Or Abhijana, aristocratic family. There are many aristocratic families, royal families. They may be politically powerful, they may be, in riches they are powerful, they are influential, they carry like a clout, we say. They have their own entourage and people following and other big people surrounding them. Their class of people will be around them. Aristocratic family. Rupa, cinema actors, actresses may have bodily beauty. Similarly, tapaha, somebody has austerity. Like for example, Nalakur Manigriv, they had riches, which was misused. Similarly, somebody may have a personal beauty, but the beauty may become the cause of their dehatma buddhi or bodily consciousness. Bodily beauty, like for example, the Apsaras once saw Ashtavakra Muni walking. His body had a twist in 8 places. So when he would walking, his body would move like this. So they laughed at him. We have a look at our body, how beautiful it is, and look at this Rishi's body, how it is. So somebody who has a beauty, they may ridicule those who are ugly. Tapa, if somebody has performed a severe austerities underwater like Saubari Muni, or even Hiranyakashipu performed a severe tapa, pasya. Or Shruta, knowledge from studying the Vedas. There are people like Romaharshana Sutta, or Devananda Pandit. They were very highly learned, deeply learned, and thousands of people would want to sit and hear from them for their depth of their learning and their ability to do Sandhi Vichhed and show the words from multiple angles and things like that. They are very learned people. And they are vastly and deeply learned people. Even Hiranyakashipu also could give such eloquent speech on the difference between Sat and Asat to his mother and sister-in-law when Hiranyaksha had died. So he was very knowledgeable. Ravana is also glorified for his knowledge. Yeah. And Ravana had beauty, he had knowledge, he had aristocratic surroundings, and he had technological abilities and skills. He had Mayavi Shaktis also. He could fly in the sky and pour down the weapons, things like that. He was expert. He had everything except devotion to Rama. And Hanuman had nothing but pure love for Rama. And the first one, Ravana was destroyed and Hanuman is glorified. You can see that is the point. So, in the same manner, Oja is saying, Oja sensory prowess, like eagle has the ability to see long distances. It has telescopic eyes. But when it goes sky high, from there it is looking for a dead body. So Prabhupada said modern day education is like the eagle. It takes you to the topmost floor in the skyscraper building. From there, people are only thinking of sense gratification, like the eagle, he said. So, somebody's certain senses are powerful. For different people, different senses are sensory prowess. Teja, the Teja and Prabhava. Teja means prowess oneself, that one is charismatic. And Prabhava means one who can influence others. For example, some people can politically influence others. Some people can financially influence others. Some people can they have some leadership quality by which they can gain followers in some area. So, and then he's saying, Bala, bodily strength, like Gajendra had bodily strength, isn't it? Somebody may have great bodily strength. People like Jarasandha, what strength he had, nobody could stand him. He had 21 Akshauhinis. At last you will find such great mountain-like people, powerful personalities were finished. Vali, how powerful he was. Nobody would dare to stand against Vali. So you will hear about Vali and Ramayana, what kind of prowess he had and influence he had. He could tie Ravana in his tail and bring him. And then he hanged Ravana like a play toy for his son Angada in the cradle. Such was the power of Vali. So Ravana was finished and Vali was also finished. So in this way, different qualities are explained here. About after giving a dozen qualities, na aradhanaya bhavanti, it says that these qualities are not glorified if one is devoid of devotional service. Now, this is not a new information for you. You have heard it several times. So, what is very important for us to know, why these qualities are given here and how they cannot satisfy the Lord is given here. Because these qualities have a nature to make one's ahankara get vitiated. Ahankara means the false ego with which we identify. For example, somebody looks into the mirror and thinks, oh, I am fair. He is black or she is black, I am fair. Somebody thinks, oh, I am handsome. Just as looking into the mirror increases our dehatma buddhi. In one of our student centers I had gone, I saw that they had a big mirror, in the bathroom, and they had covered it with paper. And only this much they left where only tilak you can see. If you see up and down, if you go, only tilak can be seen. I was wondering why they have covered. Below they have written, you are not the body that you see in the mirror. So you will not increase your bodily consciousness. So, because when you look into the mirror, you look in different angles, and then we are feeding our false ego by that. Sometimes you go to some hotel or some home, on all four directions they have mirrors. You have seen that? So that in all four directions you increase your false ego in different angles. So you can see that not only your form, I'm just telling about form, in the same manner, if you have outstanding academic record, you're carrying some accolades, or you have outstanding sports record, or you have millions of viewers saluting you, bowing down to you, adoring you, you're a celebrity, everybody's clicking photos, everybody wants to take photo with you. So these things can go to the head. Yeah, in South India they call it the head weight, they call it. Head weight increases. See, head weight, imagine you are in temple hall, dancing without a bag on your head is easy, or dancing with a suitcase on your head is easy. Correct, no? Once the suitcase comes, you are unable to jump. Similarly, the false pride, ahankara, once it comes on our head, we behave like a fool. We lose our cool. We behave like a fool. Everybody can observe that this fellow is afflicted by ahankara. It's a disease. It's a kind of disease. It goes to the head. Once speech will become affected by that, one behaves as if, one is a gift to the world and one has descended from the heaven. It's called as a holier than thou attitude. Halo around the head, as if he or she is indispensable. Without that, nothing can move and things like that. I was the first one to do this, and nobody else can do this. And without my putting the hand, everything will be finished and things like that. Such imaginative, foolish ideas. So, okay, somebody may say, okay, he is proud because he is possessing it. He is beautiful, or he is rich, with aristocratic relatives. He's number one in this, number one in that. What's the problem with ahankara? The problem with ahankara is it blocks sharanagati. It will not allow us to surrender to the Lord. Because I stands like Mount Everest. Then God appears insignificant. It's like I is a big circle, God is like a small circle. So then God becomes not so important for such a person. For him, all important person is I, me, mine. That's ahankara. Very dangerous. Because bhakti is all about sharanagati. Surrendering to the Lord in a mood of dependence and helplessness. Just like look at the Pandavas. You see, every one of them was extraordinarily talented. They were world champions. Our Yudhishthira Maharaj could throw javelin. Bhima could fight, with his mace. Arjuna could fight with his bow and arrow very expertly. 𝗏𝐸𝐵𝗱 is world famous. When he twangs 𝗏𝐸𝐵𝗱, whole world will know that Arjuna is twanging the bow. Nakula, he was a very expert in strategy planning. Daily, on the 18 days, you will see that when the enemy army is coming like a needle, Nakula would plan that we should go like a crocodile. Then only you can fight like this. You can fight with them. Similarly, they come like a semicircle, then you have to be like another semicircle to fight with them. So he would make strategy planning very expertly, very thoughtful, quickly. He had the agility to quickly modify strategy and things like that. Similarly, Sahadev, he knew the language of the animals and birds also. He can decode it. What is the advantage of that? For example, if somebody is going to die, a dog makes sound in a certain manner. You have seen that? Animals and birds know the information more in advance than the human beings come to know. They have some extrasensory perception God has given them. So Nakula had that ability. Sahadev. He could. So each of them, just imagine, they were uniquely talented, and it was a team of diversely talented people, which is a very big strength. If in a team everybody can do the same work, that's nothing great. If different people can do different things. So the Pandavas team was strong or weak? Very powerful. All the 5 of them, very, very powerful, headed by Yudhishthira Maharaj, who was standing for pure religious principles. Nevertheless, they were never proud of their capabilities. They knew without Krishna's glance and Krishna's grace, everything is null and void. It's useless. You can sow the seed, God has to give the rains. Everything is not in our hands. They never became proud in their life at any point of time. When they had to go to forest, Yudhishthira Maharaj inspired them to happily go to forest. When they had to rule the world, they were ruling the world. Basically, their goal was to please Krishna and walk the path of dharma. That's all. You are given a post, accept it and enter service. You are told to quit the post, continue entering service. Because we live for service. We don't live for the post. In this world, people will come, occupy the post and go away. Another will come, occupy the post and go away. We have to check whether we have rendered the service that we are supposed to render in that post. Did we take the responsibility which was given to us on behalf of the Guru Parampara? You see? History was like that. All Pandavas are like that. So they were like play toys in the hands of Krishna. Lord can do anything with them. Lord can make them dance the way He wants. They were completely malleable in Lord's hands. You know what's the meaning of malleable? Malleable means, how many of you in your school days you have taken the china clay and made different type of things? You have done that? So some of us, we used to make a tiger or a deer, elephant, correct, no? Different animals. Sometimes you can make a temple also with that. But then they will say, the teacher will say at the end of the class, now all of you give your china clay back, give it to them. So china clay is a very malleable thing, you can mold it the way you want. Similarly, the devotees, Pandavas, were completely malleable in Lord's hands. Therefore, they won the heart of Lord Krishna. So much so that Krishna came and stayed with them in the Indraprastha. Sometimes months together he would stay with them. He was very fond of the Pandavas. So, just as Lord is free from false ego, the pure devotees are also free from false ego. Because there is no ahankara blocking. So, Saranagati is very easy for them. Just like in a copper wire, when the resistance is less, when the flow of electricity is more or less? More. I think it's electrical engineering, some of you might not have heard, I think, isn't it? Yeah. See, when resistance is less, electricity flow is more. And when the resistance is more, and the electricity flow is less. For example, say you have a pipe, this much big pipe. In that you have put a lot of stones, and they're blocking the way, or mud, stones, everything. When the water flows, it will be fast or slow? It will be slow, it will be blocked, only little water will come, like that. The more the resistance, less the flow of water. The same manner, and the resistance is the ahankara, false ego. More our false ego, then the mercy that flows through us will be less. So Hiranyakashipu had 100% resistance to Vishnu, so no mercy was flowing through him. And Prahlada had 0 resistance, all mercy flew through him. How amazing it is. See, take 2 copper wires lying on the ground. One copper wire is connected to the socket. Another copper wire is not connected. They will look the same, correct, no? But if you touch the copper wire connected to socket, there you can get electricity, like the bulb is glowing now, because it is connected. But when the socket, it's not connected to the socket, wire is the same, but it carries nothing of value. So if you don't connect with the Lord through Sharanagati, we cannot become vehicles of mercy. But if you connect to the Guru and Krishna through, they are like the powerhouse. We connect to Guru Parampara and Krishna, then we can become vehicle of mercy and we can transmit that mercy to the world. It's how wonderful it is to become an instrument of mercy. You don't have to do anything. You just do Sharanagati and they will use you and you can become a medium for them to transmit something good to the world. And if we refuse, we bring our false ego, we make ourselves self-important. I am very important. Then the mercy is blocked. Therefore, even all over the world, you can see there are many leaders. Some leaders are having less resistance, some have more resistance. Those leaders who have more resistance, in their custody, lot of resources are kept locked. They will not release it because of the resistance. They have facilities, amenities, they will use it for their own selfish enjoyment. They will not use it for the welfare of the people, the welfare of the world, service to God, they will not use it. But when one can reduce the resistance of false ego, the lesser and lesser and lesser the false ego, more and more maybe become powerful transmitters of the mercy of the Guru Parampara, you see. This is the reason why we are interested in this verse. Because if you possess any one of this, there are people who possess many of these also. So when we, like you can see, Prahlad versus Brahmaji. See, Prahlad, if you compare Prahlad and Brahma, Prahlad is born in a demoniac family. He had no ritualistic purity. He was not very vastly learn it in the scriptures. Actually, the 4 Vedas to study, it takes about 40 years, they say, 30 years, 40 years. But Prahlad directly surpassed the Vedic knowledge by hearing about Bhagavata Dharma from Narada. Correct, no? Yeah. So you can see that how Prahlad, our Brahmaji, Brahmadaya Suragana Munayo Tasiddha Satvaikatanamatayo Vachasam Pravahai. He is saying that the Devatas headed by Brahma could sing streams of Sanskrit poetry effortlessly, and all decorated with ras, chand, alankar. Metaphor, simile, very, very beautifully they can sing. They had the ability to glorify the Lord. But even they are afraid of going near the Lord Narsimha. On the other hand, Prahlad is being chosen. And that's why Prahlad understood actually how, although I am Ugra Jati, born in a demoniac family, what qualifications Lord considers as fit for someone to approach him is not the decoration of the external qualifications, but the internal surrender. The internal surrender, the Lord has an X-ray vision to see what this fellow is feeling in his heart. He doesn't go by the externals. World goes by what? World goes by externals or your internals? External. Like I had gone to one man's office. He invited me to his office. When I entered the office, I saw the man was sitting in the middle, and all around him so many kinds of, rolling shields and what do you call it? That different kinds of trophies. Yeah, trophies, different type of certificates, and all around, probably 40, 50 things. So, and he was in the middle. It looked like his own Vishwarupa Darshan. Yeah, isn't it? Many people actually have these accolades, achievements put around them, or in one room where before people go to meet them, you can see those things, correct? No? So you come to know how big a person is, like that. So many people give these trophies and shields and everything so that their company will become famous or their college will become famous. And these people receive it so that they can use it to show that I am also a big man. It's like I scratch your back, you scratch my back, we say, in this world. Correct, no? See why people give with their company name or college name? Promotion. It promotes your thing also, name also. At the same time, people who receive, they also feel that, oh, I have a lot of things to put on my showcase or something like that. So, material world is always motivated. Material activities are always motivated. But you will see that, yes, one may possess big, big qualifications. And I don't say those qualifications are wrong. Because you will see that people who possessed these qualifications, they still were pure devotees, like Pandavas, I told you, or Ambarish Maharaj. He was king of the whole world. These are all highly accomplished and qualified devotees. They had many of these qualifications, but they were free from their false pride. And their Sharanagati was not blocked. They could see Krishna's hand in their life. That's the most important thing. So the whole point here is, Lord is not attracted by your external display of your these dozen qualifications. Maybe the world, you can fool the world around you, but nobody can fool the Lord. Lord will directly check what is going on in your heart. Like somebody was invited, Prabhu, can you come for the backup? He went running very happily. Thank you, Prabhu, I am coming. I was surprised how he is so enthusiastic, because I came to know that the devotee who gives service also gives Mahaprasad after the service. So I asked this devotee, how you are so enthusiastic? Prabhuji, the future is bright if you do the service. So if somebody can run in the same enthusiastic spirit when there is no Mahaprasad after service, then it is Anya Bilashita Shanya. If they give you, you accept. If they don't give you, you are still happy because you got service to do. Correct, no? So it's unmotivated service. Devotee should be enthusiastic for that. So when one is detached from any hetu, any kind of motivation, then it is something wonderful. You will see karmis, jnanis, yogis are highly qualified with this type of qualifications. Like you see Daksha Prajapati. He was actually a progenitor of mankind, Prajapati. Correct, no? So he would perform such karmakanda sacrifices where demigods would come and sit. Many rishis, munis would come, thousands of them would come. When he would enter the assembly, he would be effulgent. He was very effulgent and influential, highly respected, and Brahma had deputed him to become Prajapati. So, yes, in karmakanda sacrifices, he was very great expert. But by offending Shiva, he was degraded to getting the head of a goat. You can see that. Similarly, you will find in Jnana, Romaharshana Sutta was considered a very great scholar of his times. And thousands of sages, practically some 88,000 sages or so, they were waiting to hear Bhagavatam from him. When he sat in the Vyasapit, the elevated seat, he was a student of Vyasa, highly learned in all the different sections of the Vedas. But it is said that adantasya avinitasya, natasyeva, it is said, ajitatmanaha. It says that adantasya means he was not sense-controlled. Avinitasya, he was not humble. Natasyeva ajitatmana. He was uncontrolled and in mind and senses, and he was, he was playing his part like a dramatic actor. He was just speaking Bhagavatam, but he had no right attitude. So when Balaramji entered the hall, there, everybody got up and they all offered obeisances to him, understanding he is Adi Guru. So he is Adi Guru means he is called a Samashti Guru. And all the gurus who are giving, they are called as Vyashti Gurus. Vyashti Gurus means individual gurus, but he is Samashti Guru. All the gurus get knowledge from him, Balaramji. So when he is coming, to ignore him, not care for him, how can anyone do that? So when Romaharshana Sutta did that, Balaramji contemplated that such a person, if he gives the Bhagavatam to these people, so when you talk about giving the Bhagavatam class, it is not just knowledge alone. Because if one may deliver the knowledge, but with a wrong attitude also possible. Manina bhushita sarpa kim masona bhayankaraha, it is said. If there is a coin or diamond on the hood, above the hoods of a snake, you become attracted to that. Oh, let me take the diamond without getting bitten by the snake. Is it possible? As soon as it touches it, immediately it will hit you. Immediately you will be bitten. Similarly, a person who carries a lot of knowledge, but his attitude is wrong, is like the snake carrying a diamond on the hoods. It's very dangerous. Similarly, avaishnavamukhodgirno putam harikatamritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochishta yatapayah. It is said, when a milk is touched by a serpent, it looks the same. It looks all the same. But when you drink that milk, one will die. Similarly, when one hears Srimad Bhagavatam from Avaishnava, then one's bhakti bhava, seva bhava, that will die. And that is one of the reasons why sometimes a person may say that I am reading, I am hearing, but even over the years there is wrong attitude. Probably one has taken some bad association of somebody. That's possible. And one has to be very careful. You can read as a homework one verse. I'll give you 1.8.36. 1.8.36. Prabhupada talks about this, what I'm talking now. 1.8.36. You can read that. Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Daksha Prajapati was a great karmi. And Romaharshana was a great jnani. Saubhari Muni or Durvasa Muni, they were great yogis. He could go underwater and perform penances. If we go underwater within 3 minutes, you have to jump out. Isn't it? Somebody staying for so long, very great yogi. But all these people got into trouble by committing offenses. You can see that because it produced ahankara, as I told you, false pride. So that is why the Lord is not attracted to these things. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschasmi tatpataha. It is said. So here, Prahlada, while talking this verse, he is specifically giving one example in the last line, if you see. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan. Lord is only satisfied by the bhakti of the devotee. What is bhakti? Bhakti, we understand what is going on in the heart of a devotee, the bhakti bhava, by understanding the limbs of Sharanagati. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam means what? A devotee of the Lord accepts all things favorable for devotional service, no matter how difficult they are. Like rising early in the morning, it may be difficult in cold winter, but a devotee will definitely get up because it is favorable. Similarly, completing all the chanting of the japa properly, before the day gets busier, before it becomes 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Why a devotee will do that? You should do it as first priority before you begin the other activities. Because once you get into other activities and keep chanting for the night, it's very horrible chanting in the night. So, why a devotee accepts all favorable items like, sadhu sangha, nama kirtan, bhagavata shravan, mathurava, srimurti rashadya sevan. Very carefully devotee will pick good association, studying, reading. A devotee is very attentive to take in these things. And no matter how difficult it is, there are people who travel long distance to come to the temple to take association, to take darshan of the deities, to render service. And also, there are so many Matajis who do garlands. 7 hours they sit and do. Many of them come and cook. You can see that people take trouble so much. Somebody may say, why do you take so much tapasya? You have children, you have this, you have that. Yes, because we know it's favorable. If you do this service, Lord will be pleased. Because service purifies the heart and uplifts us in spiritual life. Similarly, pratikulyasya arjanam. That which is, no matter how pleasing an activity is, if it is not favorable for bhakti, a devotee will give it up. No matter how pleasurable an activity may be. There are people who have earlier the habit of hearing some Bollywood songs, or watching IPL cricket, or playing video games, or reading newspaper, or novels, mundane novels. So once you come to bhakti, we throw away all these things out of the window. You don't care about all this because it's not favorable. It's going to slow down my progress in spiritual life. I'm going to become slack. It's like sprinkling water in firewood. I don't want to delay my going back to Godhead. So devotee, no matter, every one of us sitting here, we might have been having certain habits before coming to Krishna consciousness. Now we have understood that is not good. There is one BB leader, he was telling me, before coming to Krishna consciousness, he had a habit of reading newspaper. Now newspaper comes in the smartphone also. So he was reading, but some of his devotees have seen him reading newspaper because he reads for a long time, 2-3 hours a day. So then now they have started reading also. So he was asking Prabhu how to make them stop it. I said, first you stop it, I said. You can't tell them to stop it unless you stop. Prabhuji, it's a little difficult for me, he said. For them also, it's more difficult than you also. Unless we do some things, we cannot tell others you do it. Can somebody have a cigarette in the mouth and say, none of you should smoke cigarette? Can't say that. So, therefore, anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. Varjanam means that which is varjit, we should not entertain that. Like, there are so many people who had devices, with no parental control, watching all nasty, dirty things. But once you have become a initiated devotee, people join the ashram mandal, we have parental control, very strict. It may be considered a handicap. Why I am not allowed to use anything I want? No. If you really want to go back to Godhead, Prabhupada says we should be pure enough to enter spiritual world. You have to enter fire, you have to be like fire. And if you go with ordinary body into fire, you'll be burned down. So to become pure, we have to accept these two. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjana. And then rakshasyatiti vishwaso. Krishna only can protect me, like that Draupadi thought. Krishna will definitely protect me, like that Prahlada thought. Both these moods are in rakshasyatiti vishwaso. Krishna will definitely protect me. Prahlada was super confident. So when he even saw the poison, he immediately remembered that Narayana, he saw Lord Narayana and Lakshmi in that poison. So Prahlada was super confident that Lord will take care of me. And Draupadi understood nobody else can protect me, Lord alone can protect me. So they both practiced Sharanagati. Rakshasyati vishwaso. And Gopatritve varanam tata. This means Lord is the maintainer of millions of jivas. Every living entity, as soon as you are born, the milk is kept in the mother's breast immediately. How amazing it is, that for every creature, like a cow gives birth to a calf, immediately she is able to get milk to give to the calf. Lord is very attentive to feed all the 8.4 million species. So Lord is the ultimate maintainer of everybody. Nobody else is. Somebody may say, no, my company is paying me salary, so they are my maintainer. Somebody may say. So Prabhupada writes that ultimate maintenance comes from the Lord only. Correct, no? Like for example, your father may be bringing grocery from the market, but the Supreme Father says, Aham bija pradapita. He is giving the actual grocery. From him only everybody else takes and gives. So he is like a wholesaler, everybody else is retailer. So therefore devotee is always confident that Lord is my protector, Lord is my maintainer. 𝐏𝐫𝐵𝗱. So Lord is maintaining me, so I should serve Him. Like company has given you a car, you should use the car for the whose purpose? For your purpose or company's purpose? Company's purpose. So Krishna has given me the body, He has given me the maintenance, He has given me the protection, He has put me here, I should be serving Him. But this body is meant for nothing else. But some other things we may have to do for maintenance, we may have to shave up, we may have to cut the nails, we have to take a bath, brush the teeth, that's all right. Because those things are minimum required for Sharira Nirvah, for maintenance of the body. Once the maintenance is done, we should engage in Lord's service. 𝐏𝐫𝐵𝗱 tata 𝐻𝑇𝐴𝑚 Karpanya. 𝐻𝑇𝐴𝑚 is the self-surrender. What Bali Maharaj did. 𝐻𝑇𝐴𝑚, one surrenders to body, mind and words should be given to him. And like we bring the body to the temple in the morning, we bring the lips also by chanting Mahamantra. But we oftentimes find difficulty in bringing the mind. Sometimes when we find difficulty in bringing the mind, the lips also stop chanting. That means out of Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, only one thing we have brought. Which one? Kaya, body has come. Then Vacha also we have to bring, and Manasa also. So if you become attentive to bring the Vacha, which means in all the aratis we should make sure our lips are moving and we are singing. We don't become speculative in the mind and go here, there, everywhere. Then we bring the mind also. So when you bring body, mind and words attentively, then purification is rapid by that. HareKrishna. So this is Sharanagati. So this karma, jnana, yoga, all these paths are respected, but they are subordinate to bhakti. We don't condemn these paths, because karma, jnana, yoga is a part of Vedas only. But they are not beyond bhakti. They are subordinate to bhakti. That's why you will see in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna taught karma, jnana, yoga, everything. The path of action, the path of knowledge, the path of Ashtanga Yoga, everything He taught. But finally He said, Bhaktya mamavi janati. What pleases me the most, Krishna said, is the devotee who practices Sharanagati, helpless and feeling of surrender and supplication and dependence on the Lord. Like Gajendra, you can see that Gajendra's surrender was very pleasing. Gajendra example is a beautiful example because he was the king of the forest. He had aristocratic relatives also going with him. And all the smaller animals were fearful of him. By his mercy, they were allowed to live in another part of the jungle. That means he had prestige, he had influence, he had control, he was the king of the forest. So when we hear about Gajendra, we should not be thinking some elephant was living. We should know that elephant is there in the past time, but it is talking about a typical human being who is a business magnate. He has crores of rupees, he has influential aristocratic relatives, and many people actually salute him and praise him in parties and everything. Suddenly one day he can get into trouble. It's possible. People get some heart problem, people get some other complication in the body, and a man is suddenly shell-shocked. I thought everything is going smooth. Suddenly why the body is giving trouble? Initially he thinks, if I throw money, doctors can set right my body. Correct, no? Somebody's arteries are blocked. There is a possibility of a heart attack, and sometimes they have to do angioplasty, bypass or something like that. Or somebody has some cancer, or somebody has some, brain tumor or something, or somebody has some benign or malignant tumor, which is to be removed by surgery. So you find that sometimes the material world is uncertain and it is uncontrollable simultaneously. There are many things that are happening in this world. Like you see this Ahmedabad, 252 people are sitting in the flight. Now they have found out why the flight went like this and 5 minutes came down, because the fuel tank was shut. Correct, no? Now this fellow is asking, why did you shut it? He says, I never shut it, he says. But nobody knows who shut it, by mistake, or it is some crooked plan, we don't know, but it was shut, the fuel tank was shut. Because of, without supply of fuel, how can the plane go up? It went up like this and came down. Whatever little fuel was there, it flew that much. Then it came and landed on a building and everybody died except one person. So, this is unexpected. Unfortunate, it's unfortunate thing. So many people have to. So, we should know in the material world what will happen, when and where, nobody can say. In this world, there are people dying by accidents. There are also natural calamities. Whether it be earthquakes of Japan, which happened recently, or fires of the California. Like this, in different places, different things are happening. We can see that the floods, you heard about the floods? In Uttarakhand, you heard that? In the north, terrible floods. Cars, everything is carried, houses are carried, cars are carried, people are carried, everybody is carried in the water. Levels are overflowing. So there can be floods. Anytime, one problem is ending and another problem starts. That's why it is said, padam padam, yat vipadam, atesha. So somebody may say, thank God in Pune there is no ocean, so tsunami cannot come. Oh, tsunami may not come, but all the Panchamahabhutas can give you trouble. Earth can give you bhukam, water can give you flood, fire can give fire accidents, correct, no? And air can give cyclones, and ether means there can be just stampede, correct, no? In crowds there can be stampedes because of lack of space. Yeah, everything can give. And then mind, needless to say, the mind is already giving trouble to everybody, all over the world. You can see that. And when intelligence becomes crooked, one gets kubuddhi, does foolish things and gets into trouble. Correct, no? And ego, false ego can give, that's what we are discussing here. All the 8 material elements can give us trouble. So, any devotee who is progressing in the path of spiritual life can easily understand our precarious position in which we are living in this world. So, we are actually, Prabhupada says that when he was going to America in that Jaladuta, he says, it was like a small vessel in a vast Atlantic Ocean. He said it was such a small boat, and the vast, it's like an ant which is, floating in the river. Like that he says, how insignificant we are in this world, what is our power. So, therefore, dependence on the Lord is something which one will appreciate by recognizing one's insignificance. In the morning I was telling same point. Prabhupada was giving the example. He says when you are sitting in a sky-rise tower, 80-story building or 100-story building, you think I am working in a big office. But when you fly in a plane, that big building appears like a small matchbox. And when you go even more higher, even the earth looks like a point, he says. Just one dot, that's all. And there are crores of planets like that. And then Lord is master of millions and millions of universes. You can understand how great he is and how small we are, how powerful he is and how powerless we are, how big he is and how insignificant we are. Yet he is so kind that he is respecting our free will. So that is why you will see 𝐿𝐴𝐴 is saying, when that Gajendra recognized that I am helpless now, my relatives are pulling my tail from behind, they can't save me, and the crocodile is capturing me very firmly, I am unable to get out of the water. So he helplessly looked up at the sky and he cried. Initially he wanted to be saved from the crocodile. Later on he lost the desire to be saved. He said, you save my bhakti. I don't want this material body again. There's one verse where he says that. He says that, Jijivishe nahamiha muyakim antar bahischa vratayo bhayonya Ichchami kalena na yasya viplabas tasyatma lokavarnasya moksham. He's telling, Jijivishe, he's saying, I don't want to live anymore in this body full of ignorance. My body is ignorant inside, outside, everywhere. This elephant body, it's useless, he's saying. It's like animal body. I am not enlightened, my dear Lord. Somehow I did some bhakti in the previous life. I'm remembering some shlokas now. But give me such a body which will be imperishable body. What is that imperishable body? Spiritual body. Ichchami kalena yasya. There will not be effect of time on that body. Which is that body? Spiritual body. Give me such a body. So take me with you, keep me in the spiritual world, engage me in your service, give me a spiritual body, and eternally I'll go on serving you. I desire your company, I desire your service, I desire your shelter, and I don't have any other desire, he said. Then the Lord immediately arrived there and severed the head of the crocodile and saved Gajendra. So Prahlada's point is this, you don't have to be possessing any of these big qualifications mentioned here. At the same time, one last point I want to make here before concluding the talk. I was hearing lecture of Prabhupada on the same verse, 7.9.9. Prabhupada said, it is not that if you are not rich and you are poor, you naturally become a devotee. No. Do you think all poor people become devotees? There are poor people traveling from Pune to Mumbai to do job and come. Somehow or they will do the construction of the metros and flyovers. They will slog hard 16 hours a day and make money, but tell them to chant one Hare Krishna, they won't chant. There are people also like that. It's not that somebody is ugly, naturally they'll be devotee. So, these 12 qualities on the one side is said, it's not that the other side automatically become devotee. Therefore, Prabhupada quoted the example of Rup Sanatan, who were aristocratic people, even Raghunath Das Goswami. Their aristocracy did not come in the way of the devotional service. That is the main point. Whether you are rich or poor, only becoming a devotee is the solution. One should be devotee. But it is generally said in the Bhagavatam, Daridriyam Parama Anjanam, Narada says in 10th canto. When you are poverty stricken, people are not able to even buy a mobile and see all dirty things. They have no money also, which is very good. Sometimes poverty is also good only. Because poverty prevents you from enjoying material opulences and get entangled. So, in that sense it is good. But it is not that all poverty-stricken people are devotees. It's not like that. Therefore, Prabhupada says, we don't condemn wealth, we don't praise wealth, we praise that wealth which is used in Krishna service. Same thing with all these 12 items. Mr. Prabhupada ki. I can take some questions. Yeah, give the mic to him. Where is the mic there?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a very wonderful class. You mentioned the quality of being malleable, and you gave the example of Pandavas, all are cooperating together. So in our preaching centers, like we are malleable, but others may not be malleable with us in managing the center. Then how do we exhibit this quality, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
One check we should do, we may be thinking we are malleable, but we have to ask the others whether they are feeling we are malleable. Like for example, we were all in one gathering where Anuttam Prabhu was giving a seminar on leadership. He asked, how many of the leaders are very empowering leaders? You empower your subordinates and you give them freedom. All of us raised hand. And he laughed and said, I know everybody will raise hand. Because all of us want to claim we are good guys. He said, now call your subordinates to the next room. I will go and ask them, how many of them agree that you are an empowering leader who gives freedom? That is the first time we started thinking, oh, we don't know from their point of view. We talk from whose point of view? Our point of view. How many of us generally think we are good people? How many of us? We are generally correct now. So, we don't see our bad side often. But others say that they are facing some trouble from us. One good thing is, some people reveal to us that they face some challenges with us. That is the first time we start thinking, why this person is not happy with me? Correct, no? Then slowly we will begin to recognize our deficiencies. Correct, no? One most important understanding is this, that leader means servant leader. Servant leader means we should not be eager for being in control. Rather, we should use the facilities and the people given to us, we should engage it in service of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. So, servant leader is one who always thinks how I can facilitate everything that I have in Krishna's service and how I can be used by these people. Like Krishna, for example, tells Arjuna, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjun, take me or take Narayana Sena. But either one you take, Krishna is offering what? Service. Correct or not? Krishna is offering the choice and Krishna is offering service. So this is the meaning of facilitating. And after that, Arjuna said, okay, Krishna, I want to take you. Okay, Krishna can go to Arjuna's palace and say, okay, I will give you advice, Arjuna, take the advice and go to our, he said. But Arjuna said, I want you to be what? My charioteer. Krishna agreed or not? Yeah, that's why it's called Parsarathi. That means when you are agreeable to facilitate service of somebody, he was so malleable, Krishna, in the hands of his devotees. He agreed to do any service, including becoming a Sarathi. Prabhupada says in one lecture, in the spiritual world, it is not that Lord is always Sarathi. Only in the material world, when he comes, on the request of the devotee, he becomes Parsarathi like that. It's not that all the time Lord has to drive the chariot and he has to take care because he's getting some salary or something. No, he's not obliged to do anything. But how malleable he is, he's servant leader. He's a first-class servant leader. He is a facilitator, and also he is giving advice to Arjuna to make Arjuna a hero. He says, go to Shiva and get Pashupatastra. Go to Indra and get celestial weapons. Correct, no? He gave direction to Arjuna to make who a success? That's the meaning of servant leader. Servant leader means you make them a hero. And what about you? You stay behind. So, if any leader is doing this, it's very difficult for subordinates to get discouraged by such a leader. Because subordinates will see that, oh, this person is making my life glorious. He is bringing the best out of me. Then they feel very happy. Of course, in that empowering, sometimes they are given too much empowerment beyond their ability to be empowered. Then they may misuse their freedom also. That's why Krishna has to control. Whenever he empowers, like Arjuna's power of the Gandiva, he took it away. Tadvai dhanushta ishapaha saratohe asti, that verse says, right? Why he took away? Because after the battle, if Arjuna misuses it, he will get entangled. So Krishna took away the power. So we should know how much to empower and how much not to empower. How much freedom to give, how much control to keep. So Krishna did both, he did. So in our life, what you said is correct. You are doing your best. Are they satisfied with the way you do your things? And then we can expect others. Like sometimes we make somebody in charge of cleanliness department. So one cleanliness department boy called all the devotees and said, Prabhus, you all are allotted one area to clean. So please kindly clean your areas. Some of them did, some of them didn't do. So he warned them, see, if you don't do, then I am going to come and clean your place. They said, thank you, Prabhu. That means they are not sincere enough, correct, no? Vaishnava means, will you allow anyone to clean your room? Yeah. So, after setting example, if somebody is still not following, then you should report to the authorities. Someone above you, Prabhu, this devotee's attitude is like this, I am not able to handle. Now, whatever is possible within me, I am doing it. Beyond me, then you take them to higher authorities. Correct, no? One hand up, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. Prabhuji, implementing anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam, it is also austerity. So how can we check that it is not feeding our false ego? And the second thing is, there are failures in performing austerity. So is it because that it was feeding our false ego?
See, somebody say, one of us sitting here, say you are doing Nirjala Ekadashi Day. Now you can do Nirjala and chant more rounds, read more. But there is a secret desire in the mind that I want to let others know that I am doing Nirjala. Then how do you let others know? Somebody is coming and giving you a couple of bananas. You say, no, Prabhuji, Nirjala. They say. And then say, oh, really, Prabhu? You are doing Nirjala Ekadashi. Amazing. And he may say, yes, Prabhu, I am strict in following this. And 5 years Nirjal. 5 years you have been doing Nirjal every Ekadashi? Yes, every Ekadashi. Prabhuji, I am stunned, Prabhuji says. Really you are stunned? Okay, tell others also. So that means one is feeding false ego. Correct? You understand? Correct, no? So, but especially austerities, if you reveal to others, we will not be able to follow it for a long time. And we should not feed our false ego. Okay, if somebody is giving you bananas, take it from them, keep it in a cupboard, you can eat tomorrow. But there is a secret desire to become popular, famous for our austerities. Then the austerities don't benefit us, because Goswamis did austerity, but they were not eager to be glorified for their austerity. They did austerities to please Krishna, like we say, tapo divyam putrakayana sattvam shuddhyate asmat brahmasokyam tu anantam. So, many times there are devotees who do austerities, nobody will even come to know. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found out that Raghunath Das is going on refining the food he eats. First, he was eating by standing at the Simhadwar. Then he thought that's Vaishyavriti. I am thinking that donor will give, this donor will not give. Then he stopped that. Of course, before that, he was taking money from his father. And Brahmanas were there with him who were cooking, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was invited for lunch. But later on he stopped inviting him. Mahaprabhu asked Swarup Damodar, why he stopped inviting me? Then Swarup Damodar said, nowadays he is not eating that food. Vishaya Rana Kaila Malanahayaman, Mananahayaman Nahi Krishnera Smara. So he thought taking money from home, is no good. He didn't take. And then from his father, from the business of the father and everything, he didn't take it. Then he was standing at the Simhadwar. Then he stopped that also, because I am thinking who will give, who will not give. Mind is getting into a calculation mode. Then he started taking from the booth where they were distributing some prasad. After that, he stopped even taking from there. He would take in a place where the Tailanga cows would come and eat and go. Some portions were hard. Like you have seen in rice at the bottom, it catches, it's burnt. That portion, even the cows won't eat. So that he took, put it in a pot and washed it and put some salt, and that's what he took it. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw his standard of eating is so simple, utterly simple, so he went to his cottage. He went to meet him in the kutia, and he told Raghunath Das, what is that amazing, very attractive item that you are eating? I also want to eat. So Mahaprabhu put his hand in the pot while Raghunath Das was refusing to give it. So Lord recognized his austerity, but he never showed off his austerity to anybody. Because when we show off austerity to others, our potency reduces. Tapavalam will reduce by that. Alright? Yeah, thank you. One question, one last question, anybody? Oh, there are 2-3 hands up. Quickly give them mic. Yeah. There are 3 hands up here. And there is 4th hand up. Quick. I'll try to give short answers. Yeah, okay. Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is, Prabhuji, what is the meaning of the false ego? Because this deha is also given by Lord, and if we don't keep it clean, if we don't keep it decently beautiful, I'm not saying a lot of makeup and all, like applying tilak and applying sometimes kumkum and wearing good.
Yeah, that's very good. Even I'm also wearing tilak, nothing wrong. Wearing tilak means you think this is Lord's lotus feet and this is tulasi. So we are keeping Lord's lotus feet on our forehead, which is very good. You can wear tilak, you can also keep your hair properly neat and tidy, wear nice clothes, that's not a problem. But you know what I am talking about. This is not new. There are many people who actually dress not to cover the body, but to attract others. Correct or not?
Means being attached to the beauty like very strongly. That is the problem.
No, the more we are attracted to displaying our beauty to the world. See, our beauty is actually false beauty. Like, is our body naturally fragrant? Tell me honestly.
No.
Yeah.
Perfume.
And then we walk and say, look at my body, how fragrant it is. So there is a desire in the living entity to show off what he is not. That is called false ego. Correct, no?
Okay.
Like somebody puts, fair and lovely and looks like fair. You look fair and lovely as long as fair and lovely is there. After it's gone, again the skin is back to its color, correct, no? So there is a tendency in the jiva to show off. But there is 2 problems in showing off. What is it? The person who is showing off increases bodily consciousness. And the people who are shown that false presentation also get bewildered. So two people are troubled. Correct, no? On the other hand, I don't say you should not take bath, brush the teeth, keep your body neat and tidy. Even we all take bath. Actually, body is called as, it's a temple of the Lord. Lord is there in the heart, close to Jiva. So we can bathe the body, keep the body neat and clean, wear tilak, wear kantimala, and eat proper prasad, take proper rest. We never compromise. In fact, we are not like Shushka Vairagis, dry Vairagis who live in Himalayas, in the ice-cold mountains. We are not like that. We are living in city. Even we have proper vehicles to travel. We have ashram to live. Even sadhus live properly in ISKCON. What to speak of everybody? We are not telling you to compromise on your normal standard. But you understand what I am talking about, correct or not? Where if you ask yourself what all things increase your bodily consciousness, if they are increasing bodily consciousness, is it good or bad for you?
It's bad.
That's why you should reduce it. Correct, no? So, I don't want to become more graphic in explaining this. Little bit I have already explained about it. That you all know better than me also, what all people do. Correct, no? So, too much of decorating the body is going to take us away from Krishna. Prabhupada saw devotees were distributing back to Godhead. There was an old man and woman. Probably woman is 75, man is 80. They're old people with all wrinkles in the body and everything. But when they were selling back to Godhead, they refused to buy. Instead, the man was buying lipstick and nail polish. And he gave to his wife, and wife was putting lipstick and nail polish and showing to husband, and he was still in illusion. And Prabhupada wrote in the Elevation to Krishna, one of the books he writes, that instead of buying lipstick and nail polish and putting in that old wife's body, if they both purchased back to Godhead, both will go back to Godhead. Instead of that, both are drowned in illusion. That money is misspent. Prabhupada is saying that. So now I quoted safely a Prabhupada example I have quoted. Otherwise I will be taken to task by somebody. Okay, another question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, Sharanagati, understanding Sharanagati, we have example of Dasarathi who is asking that, his spiritual master told him to travel long and understand Sarvodharman Parityaja. So, I think the devotee of that kind, he is trying to understand deeply and follow it. So for people, normal sadhakas like me, it becomes tough to follow the 6 items that you have elaborated. So
actually, you let us do as much as we can do. See, we all have a mentor, correct, no? You should ask the mentor, the Sharanagati principle, how I should apply in my life, correct, no? Like for example, our Ayachaka vritti was adopted by Madhavendra Puri. Ayachaka, he will not beg at all. Whereas Goswami is adopted Madhukari, because they had organization. Madhavendra Puri had no organization. Whereas Goswamis had to, build the temples, write books, many things. So they adopted Madhukari. Similarly, ISKCON has a certain style of raising funds they have. So the whole principle is Krishnarte Akila Cheshta. All our efforts of body, mind, words should be engaged in Krishna service, that's all. Then whatever adjustments you have to do, you can do accordingly, not a problem. Therefore, you need a mentor to guide you so that you don't, in the name of adjusting, you don't go for sense gratification. You will remain in Krishna consciousness. So take guidance from your mentor on how to do Sharanagati as per your level of devotion service. If it is beyond your level, you will feel frustrated. If it is below your level, you will become complacent. So you should know from your mentor, take guidance, okay? Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you mentioned like power, strength, richness. These are external qualities and Krishna is attracted by that. But suppose a person having it engages in the service of Krishna, he can do tremendous service to a greater extent.
Like Ambarish Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, is doing TOEP, yeah.
So then one may aspire for these qualities, let me get these external skills so I can engage them in service of Krishna. So what is wrong in that? What are the drawbacks of that?
Actually, Prabhupada says one should not hanker for these items, but by birth, according to your last life punya, if you are getting these things, then you can engage in Lord service. Somebody sees our Ambarish Prabhu, billionaire Bhakt, and says, first I will become billionaire Bhakt and then I will engage in Krishna service. So whole life goes in becoming billionaire, no time to engage in Krishna service. If you already have, like one brahmachari wanted to study Ayurveda for 3 years and then treat the brahmacharis. Prabhupada said, why do you have to become Ayurvedic doctor? Get one Ayurvedic doctor and you go for book distribution. Yeah, he said, correct, no? So Prabhupada, if you have it, use it in Krishna service. If you don't have it, don't hanker for it, he said. Okay? One question we'll give to Mataji's behind, give them opportunity, and then we will conclude.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you for a wonderful class. Please accept my humble obeisances as your aspiring servant.
Yeah, tell me.
Prabhuji, my question is, we have resistance to become good conductors.
We become conductors, okay.
So my question is, what efforts should we do to get Lord's help, to get rid of resistance?
Good question. So, first is to recognize the resistance. Because what are the resistance? There are three resistances: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. Like for example, we want to possess more and more. And we want to possess power, we want to possess the things, and we want to possess even people. Say for example, you are girls' mentor. Now girls are getting training in GPTC, girls' preacher training course. After that, say you become mentor. So you have 10 girls with you, and another Mataji has 15 girls with you, with her. Sometimes we make comparisons. How many people I have with me, how many people she has. Correct, no? That unhealthy comparison causes some kind of heart burning. Is that good? That's not good. So we should think that whoever Krishna has sent me, I will take good care of them. So don't desire more proprietorship. Because some people are big, like Ashoka tree can give little shelter. Banyan tree can give big shelter. So God has given me some ability. With that, I will do my best. Correct, no? So in this way, you can reduce the resistance, like that, proprietorship. Now, controllership. Like everybody has a domain of control. Like Chief Minister of Maharashtra can control Maharashtra. Correct, no? Now, Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh will control Uttar Pradesh. Every Chief Minister has a area. Now, Prime Minister can control the entire country, but he doesn't control another country. Correct, no? In the same manner, we all have our domain of control. Whatever is given to us, we should be happy with that. Generally what we do, sometimes we look at another person and we try to control the people under them. Or we take control of somebody else's thing, then there is a fight sometimes. Correct, no? So, and also, sometimes we try to control more and people get irritated by us and they develop little friction. Correct, no? So, three things: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. So these are the resistances. So what does the devotee think? Everything belongs to Krishna. Sarvaloka, that means zero resistance. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna, everything belongs to you. Even I belong to you. Everything I possess. Manasa, Deho, Geho, Yo, Kichumor, Arpilatu Apa. That is proprietorship. And controllership, Tumi Sarveshwareshwara, Gajendra Kumara. There are many Ishwaras in this world, small and big. Even Yam, Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Maruta, Stunvanti, Dives, all the 33 crore devatas are all under you, my dear Lord. You are the supreme controller. Once I know that, I understand I am very, very, very small. And regarding the enjoyership, Bhoktaram, Yajñatapasam. So remember these three verses which I told. And work on these three. Krishna is the owner of everything. Krishna is supreme controller of everything. And Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of everything. He is the pivot and we all revolve around him. And we have to serve him. We are only servant. So if we increase this consciousness, that to that degree, the resistance will reduce. All right?
And how to get Krishna's help?
Krishna is saying, Dadame buddhi yogam tam yenamam apayantite. Two things you have to do to get Krishna's help. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam. So satata is steadiness, consistency in your spiritual life. We should not be like a flower pot. Flower pot, it's finished. We should be like a 10,000 wala. Tap, 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 tap. Every day you have to do devotion service. Satatam. Tesham satata yuktanam. And bhajatam. Priti Yoga means we should try to do it with a devotional attitude, as lovingly as possible, as prayerfully. Do these two things, then Krishna says he will give you the buddhi by which you can come to him. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki, your Bhakta Vrinda ki.